All right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. Kinneas here. And we're continuing on after some much needed rest with Medieval Dynasty. Didn't get very far last night, but did get the introduction done and found a spot where near some rocks where I'm considering building a couple of houses here. I've already got my first house built. I'm not sure what happened earlier. I started streaming the stream and I made it about 20 minutes into it and it disconnected the stream and ended the stream. So I just blew it all out and I'll start again here. And where we were last night when we dropped dead from me not paying attention to our food and water levels, just died. Okay, so the most important thing for me, it may not be for you, it depends on how you want to play, but sticks and stones. Sticks and stones are everything to me. One, stone houses. Your villagers aren't going to be ultimately as happy as they can be unless you put them in a stone house. You can build any old house for them, but they get mostly happy. So we're going to want a lot of stone. We're going to need a lot of trees. We're going to need a lot of straw to get these houses built. And we should already have enough, there we go. I'm gonna say we should already have enough points to build the extraction hut and a woodshed. Now I'm chopping these down all first, and then I'll come back and chop them down into logs. Keep an eye out for where they're gonna fall. They could fall right on you. And I'm gonna chop the trees, and then I'll come back and see. Look at these. Whoa, come on. Keep an eye out for them. They can do you some serious damage, my lord. So that's my goal for this live stream. What I want to do is I want to get a couple of houses built for at least 2 villagers. You can hook up a male and a female together, and I guess I can go ahead and do that. But what happens is if you put a man and a woman in a house together, they're gonna potentially hit it off, and they might decide to get married and have a kid. Now, when a sim has a child, when the child is born, the mother takes the first 2 years off to raise the kid, which is cool. But you're going to be out of a worker for a while, so you have to think about that. So you might want to keep them segregated for a while until you're ready for them to consider such a thing. Also, like yourself, your villagers gain experience doing jobs too. So for every job that you have them do for an extended period of time, they gain experience just like you do. And so to have smarter and better children, you might want your villagers to have good experience points built up before you start hooking them up. It just there's no right or wrong way, just however you want to do it. Same with yourself. They're like, I've seen posts out there, they're like, get a wife and get married and have a kid as fast as possible, because it takes so long in the game, an actual 14 years before you can have the child become an apprentice, and 18 years in game time before you can use that child as a playing character. So they're like, yeah, it's gonna take 18 years in game, so you better have that kid fast. Well, you can, but the better your stats are and the better the stats are of your wife before you have a kid will influence, the starting points and the attributes that the child comes out with. So they say. I've had a kid, but I haven't, and I'll show you that game later in another live stream where I'm currently at in the game. So now that I've chopped down a bunch of trees, now I'll come back and start cleaning them all up. And then I'll come back for stumps. I don't want to keep switching back and forth between my axe and my hammer. So once you get it on the ground, it usually takes 2 chops. Chop it into logs. Then you can start picking everything up. Right. Here's one. So 2 chops and it breaks into the logs you need. We're going to need lots of logs, lots of stone. I already picked up a good amount of straw. Might need some more, but probably not. We're going to need lots of logs and lots of stone. So that's my goal with this live stream. What I want to do, my goal for starting out the game and advancing as fast as possible and making as much money early on as I can, that is getting 2 workers or more working as fast as I can on gathering sticks and stones. That means we've raised another level or have some experience points we can spend on some skill points. We'll take a look at that. Hit I for inventory or management. Okay, under your skills here, you see we've got a little golden star. That means we have points to spend. So we've already applied 1 point for extraction knowledge here. We've got 6 points to spend. And we can spend them on extraction knowledge, treasure hunter, force of nature, master of destruction, or one with the earth. Extraction knowledge, 5% more experience gained from extraction activities. And the next level, 10% more gain from extraction activities. I'm going to go ahead and just max this out. So that raises as fast as possible. 5% chance to find items while digging in clay pits. That's treasure hunter. Force of nature. 5% slower durability loss of axes. That's going to be handy. Master of destruction. 50% resources recovered from destroying structures. And you might have to take some buildings down and move things around. One with the earth. 5% slower durability loss of pickaxes and shovels. I'm going to put a point here. So hit F, sign it. And a point in force of nature. I want my tools to last longer. 2 more points to spend, so 1 more in each. All right. Looks like we have a point to spend in diplomacy. I'm not really sure how. But I usually try to max out these first ones, which gain more experience from diplomatic activities right away. So let me go ahead and dump my points into that. All right. So no more gold stars up here. So no more points to spend. So we're good. And we can go back to what we were doing. So once I get my stuff built, I'm going to go into a village and I'm going to try to find me some villagers that have a decent extraction skill points. I showed you a little bit about that in the last live stream, how to look at their skill points, and we'll go over all that again. These stumps, like, what are you going to do with these ugly stumps now that you're chopping down all these trees? If you get your shovel out, and you got to get right on top of it. If you're any distance away, it just doesn't work. You got to be right on top of it and then dig, and that'll pop the stump out and you'll get a log for it. You don't have any of these, you don't have to have a whole bunch of unsightly stumps around. Now, what I've heard, and I haven't verified it for myself yet, is if you leave the stump in the ground, a tree will grow back. So if you feel bad about chopping down trees in a particular area and you want them to grow back, just, I guess, leave the stumps there. But we're going to want to build a couple of houses. Let's see if I can get a couple of houses on here. So I want to clean the area up and remove as many stumps from the ground as I can. Finish cleaning up all these logs. Berries. They were not in season last season, but they are in season now. So there's lots of berries, berry bushes, clumps of berry bushes around the map. And those are good for water and later on for fruit pies. And good to snack on early in the game when you don't have, if you don't have a whole lot of food. So let's go. We need to have a little break anyway and eat some of these. So we got 85 berries just out of that little bush there. Let's go ahead and snack on those and look at our health down here while we're doing so. Now berries have water in them, so as we're eating them, our food is going up and our water level is going up. So with the amount of berries that I've just picked, I can top both of those up and have probably a couple left over. Yeah, I got 10 left over. So yeah, that was nice. Pop yourself up just with some berries. Berries, everything later on, I talked about doing farming. Now farming requires fertilizers. You can leave stuff out, food out, and it'll rot. So, I mean, if you're short on fertilizers and stuff, go around and collect all the berries, or have your people run around and collect berries. And if you don't, you aren't planning on making any fruit pies right away, you can use all the berries and mushrooms that you're picking up for compost to later make some fertilizer. But you'll need a barn for that. That's why I don't really get into farming right away. It's just, you're going to need a barn building. You're going to need a farming shed. You're going to need raw material for fertilizers. And orchards don't require any fertilizer, and you can plant trees anytime. But the thing with trees, seedlings, is you can't make seedlings on your own. That's currently a game mechanic where they've recently added in the orchards and being able to plant trees early on in the game. But you have to go to vendors to get your tree seedlings, and then they take several years to grow. You don't get anything out of them for a while. So that's kind of my second level, my second priority. My first priority is I want to get these people working for me, and I want them to start getting good at collecting sticks and stones so I can craft items so that I can make money before the first winter. We're already in summer now. Spring is over. And we want to have enough money to get ourselves some good winter clothes before winter sets in. So that's my only priority. Your villagers at the moment don't seem to need any winter clothing, so they'll take care of themselves. I always end up usually being a sucker anyway, just in case, and I always end up buying them clothes, but money might be tight for you, so you don't have to really worry about them. What makes them happy is having a house. Makes them ultra happy is if the house is made of stone and it's insulated, and their firewood and their water and food, and that keeps them happy. If they're in a relationship, they become more happy. But I have yet to hit 100% happiness. Maybe soon with adding in new food items. I'm just now getting around into in a later game that I'm playing, enjoying doing the foodie thing and start growing wheat for flour. so that I can make them pies and stuff. I had in another game I'll show you that I'm currently my later game. I have a lot of orchards. So, and they're all coming in. They're finally, all the trees are finally at an adult stage. So I'm starting to really take in lots of cherries and lots of apples. This reminds me a lot of Medieval Engineer, but the building is not even, and the mining isn't even the same. Nothing similar about the two there. But just the concept, you know, living in a medieval age and building up villages and. All right. We're getting this area pretty cleared here. And let's see if we can't now see what we need to start making at least maybe 2 more houses if possible here. Again, unless you want to hook you can put a man and a woman in a house together, but again, if you don't want them to hook up, let's open up our building menu, go to buildings, houses, create another simple house if we can here. Great. Get our hammer. Simple water wall. I'm not going to, you can always upgrade homes. So they're not going to be too terribly happy when they first move in because they got a crappy stick house. But we will get them gathering sticks and stones, and eventually we'll have enough and we can upgrade their houses and they'll be happy. I have this on fast build, so it only requires 1 hit of your hammer on each surface. Normally you're clicking away and clicking away and clicking away, hammering away to get surfaces built. Okay, so we got 1 house. Let's see if we can build another one. Or, you know, in this case, this particular playthrough, I'm not gonna probably see it all the way through, so maybe I should just double 2 people up in one. Let's see about getting our extraction hut and our woodshed. Go to our build option, buildings, extraction, and excavation shed. That's what we want. This excavation shed allows them to gather. Let me go back. The excavate, I think I've been calling it extraction shed. The excavation shed allows them to gather stone, straw, limestone, and clay. Now I'm interested in stone and limestone out of this building. Straw and clay, I really am not, I don't care about. I'm not planning on upgrading anything with the clay walls for any time soon. So we're gonna build one of these for our workers. And let's put it over here. See if we can put it over here near the waterfall a little bit. Give them something pleasant to look at. You go to work. If it'll fit anywhere around here. So again, sometimes they don't. They'll fit if you rotate them into a spot. If it doesn't look like it's gonna fit, sometimes they will. It's a matter of walking around and keeping this thing rotating and see if it'll find a Nice spot. Yeah, that was a good spot. All right. Our hammer. And we've unlocked a new building, another house. I usually just stick to simple small houses. I don't have any families yet. And the day has already gone by. Already at the end of the day. So we got our first excavation shed built, and now I want a woodshed. I want to put a worker gathering sticks. They can chop trees and gather logs, but I'm more interested in the sticks. So let's go back to buildings, extraction, woodshed. Put this right next to it. All right. Get our hammer and see if we have enough materials to build this thing. We do. Excellent. So we've completed the woodshed and the extraction. We've got 2 houses, and in the morning we are going to go find 2 villagers and move them in and get them working for us. Then we're going to see about making some money. All right. So next day, we've got those 2 things built. Now we need to set their priorities. You have to manage the, how do I put this? You have to manage the building so that when workers are assigned to it, they know what to do. So let's come over here to the signboard for the building, the excavation shed, and we're going to hit E to open it, manage it. Okay. Now it says no assignments. Up at the top here, this is the overall main page. This is assignments. This is basically where it's showing that it's going to be sending things to and the local storage for it. So going back to assignments, the second option here. Okay. Here is the assignments that this building can have that your workers can do. Stone, clay, limestone, and straw. I don't need any straw or limestone. I need very little of it. So I'll set those to, and you have a total work intensity. This is how many hours and how much time they put in, as I understand it, into a day's worth of activity. How much intensity do you want them? Okay, I want stone and I want limestone. So I want them working at least 50% of the time on stone right now. They don't need to have any social life right now. And I want the other 50, well, let's go 40. And 40% of the time working on limestone. And normally when they're chipping away at the rock with a pickaxe, they're getting limestone at the same time. Now, let's put a couple of points, like 3 to 4% into straw and 3 to 4% into clay in case there's any in the area. So let's raise them up a little bit more. 5. Now we're at 90%. So let's dump a couple more points into stone and limestone. So now we're at 100% work intensity. So when we assign a worker here now to this building, they will go after stone and limestone. And if they see clay or straw, they'll go after it, but only at 5%. Now, anything that they collect, they're going to dump into the local storage, but the storage on these buildings is extremely limited. So what we need now are one of the 2 major primary buildings that you need in this game. We need a resource storage and a food storage. Everything that you want your workers to use that they don't eat or drink goes into the resource storage, and everything that they eat and drink goes into the food storage. Villagers will go get their own food and water out of the food storage, and anything that they need to do their job, they will get from the resource storage. So we're going to need a couple of those buildings now. Let's go ahead and set the assignments for the work shed. And second option, your second button here, second icon for assignments. And I am not so much interested in, I guess I'm interested in logs, but I'm really interested in sticks. I'm not really interested in firewood or planks at the moment. So as with the other building, I'm going to set these to about 40, 45. So on logs and sticks, it can hold so it goes a little bit faster. And then a couple of points into these down here. Occasionally make some firewood and occasionally make a couple of planks. That's for building better homes. Okay. So the assignments are set for that. Now we're going to need, like I said, we're going to need a resource storage to put the tools in. They're going to need pickaxes and they're going to break a lot. You're going to need a lot of them. And they're going to need stone axe for right now. So we're going to have to make a whole bunch of those. That's why I said earlier in the very first opening intro live stream that no matter what you do, no matter how easy you set this, you're still going to be doing an awful lot of work. Give me a moment to make sure that the live stream is still running. My earlier one just died on me after 20 minutes and ended. Okay, so it looks like we're still doing all right. And looks like people have already checked out the other live stream. Well, that's very nice. Okay. All right. So we need a resource and a food storage. So, oops, back to houses. And we need storage. And we need a resource storage. You can, and this is the first level, you can build a resource storage level 2, resource storage level 3. These take up quite a bit of space. Start rotating it, see if we can find an optimal spot for it here. And get it facing that direction. Our door is kind of all going the same way. All right. To build this puppy, what do we need? 10 logs. Thank God goodness I'm on speed build and only have to hit each surface one time. And normally you're just going to be pounding away. Does make it a little bit more realistic, but after a while it just gets frustrating. So far doing good on all of our resources to keep plugging away building this thing. All right. All right. Excellent. Completed our first resource storage. Now, this resource storage over here has 1,000 kilograms worth of capacity. And as we advance and our skill levels get higher, we can unlock resource building 2 and 3, and how much storage will go up with each different building. And you can also have more than one of these. I could plop another one down right next to it, and they're all linked. This is kind of like the magic, kind of the breaking of the immersion a little bit too. All your resource storage buildings and food buildings are connected. Okay, so I can put a bunch of pickaxe and axes in this storage and then build a resource storage all the way on the other side of the world map. And when I open that storage, everything that's in this storage appears over there. Same thing with the food. I can create a food storage here, drop everything into it, go build another food storage across the map all the way on the other side, and the food and the items are all shared. So a little bit unbelievable, but at the same time very cool. Okay, so now we need I need to put, let me make a couple of pickaxe. If we have any resources, we can build 12. So let me make 7 stone pickaxe. and start getting the tools ready for those two buildings to function. And we'll need some stone axe. We build 11 of those, so let's knock out 6 or 7 stone axe, and then we'll dump those in there. And that way you don't have to micromanage everything that your, I want to call them employees, your villagers. You don't have to dump everything into their individual chests. Okay, so we'll open this up. And now we'll drop our tools into there. The stone pickaxe. And we'll move all 9 of those over there. And keep one for ourselves. And the stone axe. We'll move 6 over and keep one for ourselves. All right. So once we put them to work at those 2 houses, they'll have at least a few tools. We're going to have to quickly start making some more because they're going to burn through those pretty quickly, especially when they're low level. Until they gain a lot of experience at their job, they're going to be breaking tools left and right. And they don't get any bonuses from your own skill points, from your own activities. Okay. So let's see, food storage. Go to, sorry, I keep clicking the wrong thing. Go to buildings, storages, and we don't even have food storage unlocked yet. Not enough technology. Farming 0.5. So they're going to give us some objectives here shortly that will open up that. Right now, if we look up in the upper right-hand corner under our chapters, they want us to set a rabbit trap and hunt a wild animal. And then they're going to have us probably do a little bit of farming stuff, and that will open up our food storage. So let's get to the rabbit trap first. Okay, so we'll go back. Okay, rabbit traps are under furniture and decorations. Don't ask me why. And they're under traps. And the rabbit trap requires 10 sticks. And you don't necessarily have to place it where you see rabbits at. Once you plop a trap, it usually lures one over to it, and there'll usually be one in it wherever you put your trap. They're really good about the traps at the moment. I say, now watch, I'll put it down and we won't get anything. So you just put it down and it's armed. Once you collect something, it'll close and you have to rearm it. You can disarm it. Select E. Rearm it. E. Disarm. Arm. Disarm. Arm. Okay. So now they want us to hunt a wild animal, which we open up our map and we toggle wild animals. We can see what's right near us. So over to our right, we have some pigeon. There's some deer over here. That looks like a fox over here. And we got a boar over here. Now, none of these are, they will still, the fox will still attack you if you go attack it. The deer won't attack. The boar will definitely attack. They're very aggressive. So even running by them, sometimes they will come after you. Let's go hunt the boar. He's going to provide us the most meat anyway. And we're going to want our spear out. Or you can just run up with him with an axe. And actually, before anything, we probably better top up our food and water levels. So I'm going to run over down here and catch a drink of water. And grab a little bit of food. Eat some more of those berries. All right, so we're good enough. And look at our map again. Let me put a little marker on where the boar was. Double click, put down a marker. And now we'll just follow it. 117 meters in this direction. Now, once you skewer an animal, he may take off running, in which case you got to run after him and finish him off. You can hear him already. Just heard him. To move slowly, I'm going to crouch and I'm going to press cap locks. I pressed control to crouch, and I've got it set to toggle. So I only have to press control. I don't need to press and hold it. That's in the configuration controls. And cap locks allows you to move a little bit more slowly, just to try to not make much noise. You're still going to make noise at this level until you become a better hunter, but just keep at it, and you're going to keep building your skill points up, and eventually you'll be able to sneak right up on things. They will not be able to hear you. Keep following a little arrow here. It says 26 meters this way. I hear him. I haven't spotted him yet. Sounds like he's over here. More berry bushes. As we'll snag some while we're moving through here. Where are you, Mr. Pig? Check the map again. Zoom down on it. Yeah, says he's right there. Speed up a little bit. There he is. See him? Aiming for the head is the best option. Normally with big game hunting, if you hit them in their side where their heart is, that usually works pretty good. They'll, even if they run, they'll keep bleeding out. Sounds gruesome, but the way it is, I think we're getting close enough to we can probably pop them with the spear now. So, again, definitely recommend aiming for the head. And he's going to come after us. So let me grab my axe, and we'll have to finish him off that way. You'll need a knife to be able to skin. So we've completed those 2 goals, and now we have some more chapter objectives. Complete some quests for neighbors, and they want us to do some successful flirting. Surprised they haven't asked us to put down a farm plot yet. I'm wondering if I just put down a farm plot, if it will automatically open up the food shed for us, the food hut, food storage. Let me try it. And just build a random farm plot. I think they wanted a couple of squares. Might still give us this objective, this task later, but I need fields are arranged in tiles. Every single one can hold up to 1 different plant type. We went over that last night. Fields require several agriculture treatments like grubbing, fertilizing, plowing, sowing, gathering vegetables, and harvesting grains. I have a hoe. Tools. I don't have a hoe, so let me build one. And then quick slot it. There we go. Just by putting that down, it opened up the food storage for us. I am not interested in farming, so I'm just going to destroy this now. Maybe. Okay. But we got our food storage unlocked now. So I don't want to really build right over those berries. Come out over here. Storages, food storage. All right, there's a good spot right there. Let me see if I can rotate it and get my doorways all the same. Take what I can get. I don't really care. Maybe facing that way. Yeah, that works. Change my hammer from destroy to build. And we're out of stone. We need more stone to finish this building. So just go grab some ground, look for some. Let's see if I still have my pickaxe loaded here. And these stones aren't viable. We had a lovely waterfall around here a minute ago. There we go. As stated before, oops, and that broke. So let me make another one. Once it says you've depleted stone, every season change, it will respawn stone. So you can come back over to this rock next season and get more rock out of it. Depleted. Okay. So as soon as it hits the depleted, look up in the upper left-hand corner right there. 2 limestone and 2 stone. It shows you what you've extracted from your labors there. So going after rock, there's always a chance you'll get some limestone. 2 stone, no limestone that time. Two limestone, 2 stone. Two limestone, 1 stone. That's nice. Let's see if we have enough stone now to finish our building, our food resource. Building that thing. All right, 10 logs. Have enough logs. Sticks and logs. We are 4 logs short. All right. That should do it. And hopefully we'll have enough now to finish our food storage. Switch back to our hammer. Finish the sides. Feel like we're missing something. It didn't give me a complete. Come inside and look around. No, oh yeah, we did. There we go. 3 logs short. Stumps count for a log. 1, sticks. Get it? See if I can get the stump from this angle. No, this angle. There we go. All right, now let's see if we have enough. Excellent. Okay, so now we have everything in place that we need for the most part. We still need to put some food into these things. We've got some tools in the resource shed. I can cook up some meat and throw it in there. I might as well do that. Let me run into my house, or a house. It doesn't really matter. And cook up some meat and throw it in the food. And I'm going to need to get the water skin filled. I'm going to need some buckets. I might have to buy those at the tavern in town. Can't craft those right at the moment. We'd need a shed, a work shed. So let's get our fire going here. And don't click on the pot, click on the ashes and just hit E for craft. That brings up all like the meat cooking items. So we can roast 8 meat from that hog. And that won't keep them fed very long. We're gonna have to do a major hunting here real quick to keep them fed, but it'll put some food in there to start. Go back over to our food hut here. And again, anything that you want them to eat or drink goes in here. So throw some of those berries in there and let them eat some of those. And if you want them to drink alcohol, you can throw the alcohol in there. So I've got 1 roasted meat and 8 roasted meat. I want all of it to go over. And I had a water skin. I don't think it's filled though. They need to be able to have water. 1 water skin. And it doesn't say if it's full or not, so probably not. So let me equip that and go fill it in the river. Water skin, let's put it into slot 4. I got it here. Click 4 to bring it up and fill it. Now this will only take care of one villager. I'm gonna need more, so again I'm gonna go into town anyway to find some villagers, and I'll see about getting a bucket or a couple of buckets and get those filled up and put in here. Right now let's put that water skin in here with 4 servings of water. Okay, good. So going back to this, is to me the way I like to start now is kind of like this. I want to get people working for me, and I want them to start gathering sticks and stones, everything in the game from here on out. You know, especially these homes are going to require stones, and you're going to be doing a lot of crafting, so you're going to need a lot of sticks and a lot of logs. So to me, the 2 most important things right here, because I can do all the hunting at the moment. Next, I will probably build a hunter shed. Later, maybe a fishing hut, a hunter's hut, and get another person to help me hunt. But it's most important to me that I have people working on gathering sticks and stones as fast as possible. So very early on in the game, we've just basically started, even though we've been at this a while. We haven't really done much of anything yet, but we're already ready to go. Let's find out where the town is again, or to where we are. Let me double click on it, and we'll make our way back towards town to think about getting a bucket and finding some people. Again, keep an eye open. It's not common, but sometimes the bandits will show up in the first year. They're not supposed to, but everything changes and can change at any moment. So I've definitely been jumped by bandits in the early game. They're usually more to start with up out in the woodsy areas, but later they'll just be right out in the open, blocking roads and stuff. Since we've done what the chapters wanted us to do early on, we should probably have a building increase. So if I come out here and look at management, yeah, we're able to build 10 buildings now, and we built 6. We currently only have, since that's all we got, we only owe 1 gold coin in taxes. Taxes are paid every spring. Pardon me, fellas. And these are our current candidates, and we looked at these folks last night. One of these was ideal. She had a lot of experience. She may be older. 231. Is that her? I thought another lady around here had a lot more experience. Either way, she has the most. I'm holding the left alt so I can bring up their stats over their head here. And she's got the highest extraction skill. She's got 2 in extraction, 3 in hunting, 1 in farming, 2 in diplomacy, 1 in fishing, and 1 in production. 3 in farming. So the only 2 that I'm really concerned with at the moment are the first 2. Extraction and hunting. So she's got got 2 on hunting. So right away we're gonna ask her to join us, because right off the bat she's pretty good. So we'll click her.
How can I help you?
And we're going to say, I'm creating a new settlement and I'm looking for good people willing to join me. While we're here,
Have a good day.
While we're here, they want us to do some successful flirting. So one of the things you might want to think about is if there is a candidate that you would like to consider marrying, the good thing is a good option is to move her into your village so that she's not so far away, so you can flirt with her every day. So, and when we talk to her, we can, click on her again, hold the alt. When we talk to her, it'll tell us her age. So let me hit E to talk.
Hail, friend.
She's 26 years old. We're only 18. So I wouldn't say that she's our ideal candidate for marriage. It's better that you find somebody that's closer to your age, but as long as you're within like 20 years, everything's still viable. But they say the closer in age, the better the chances are at having a child. So the standard options you have when talking to NPCs are these. Have you heard anything interesting recently? Your romance option. Where can I find? And it's going to be vendors. You're looking for particular type of vendors. You can make small talk with them and find out about their skills. Can you tell me something about your skills? I'm really into tracking prey since it's unpredictable and a thrilling event. Every hunt is an exceptional experience. So not only is she going to be good for, sticks and stones, she's going to be a good hunter. So she's going to be a great villager to have. Let me go back and just invite her. I'm creating a new settlement and I'm looking for good people willing to join me. Sounds like what I was looking for. With pleasure. Great. See you there. Okay. She's going to take off and start heading towards our village, but she has no house to go to until we assign it. So let me open up our management screens. Okay. And you see right now, it says she's got no food and it says she's got no home and she's got no job. So we want to double click on assign house. And there's a simple small house, the second one that we built. And we're going to put her in there. Her name is Jadwiga. And we're going to assign her to the excavation shed, start gathering stone and limestone. Okay. And we're going to assign her to one of the 2 slots available. Okay. Let me go back out here to this screen under houses. Now that we have her in a house, I want to be able to identify her house from my house. And I've already given a custom name to my house. So for her house, I'm going to hit custom name, and her name was Jadwiga. Jadwiga. So now when I'm looking at my list, I know that that's her house, which house she's in. As you start getting more and more houses, it's better to give everything a custom name so you can keep everything straight. The excavation shed says that we're missing tools. They want a shovel, and I forgot to put shovels in there, and I can fix that here shortly, but just got a pickaxe for right now. Okay, there are no other men I can hook her up with, so I'm going to run to another village here in a minute and see if there's any men over there that I can throw. I don't think any of these people are. Yeah, there's no stats over their heads, so you can't invite any of these people. I want to see about getting some buckets of water here. Oh, right. They wanted us to come talk to her after we built our house. I'm not really interested in doing all that quest stuff right now, story stuff. But looks like we're not going to have an option. They're forcing us to it. Unigos told me that you can fix me up with some food, and I haven't eaten a proper meal in weeks. Well, it depends what proper means to you, but I can offer you something warm and filling. That sounds more than amazing. There you go. Now tell me something about yourself. How do you know my husband? Not much to say, really. Yada, yada, yada. I don't want to spoil all this. Let me just get through it. This is for you to read on your playthrough. And they're going to want us to go talk to Unigos. Oh, I forgot to show you the successful flirting. They want us to do successful flirting. So I'm going to come over here and talk to her. Friend. She sounds mean. Like romance. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Knowing my pop, I got a few, but I never met any of them after these years. It's hard to say which one of us was the lucky one. Okay. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? Do you prefer sunny or rainy days? Definitely rain. No field work is a lot of puddles to jump into. It's very interesting. Can I ask you something? I'm always eager to learn new things. Do you have any advice for me? Sure. Be very, very careful when foraging mushrooms. Yada, 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 yada. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? She's still letting me talk to her, and her mood is increasing. Her affection is increasing. What brought you here? Got another 5 points up here. Affection changed. So now our affection is at 20%. She's much closer to us in age. She's 19. Destiny, of course, literally. Yada, yada, yada. See if we can talk to her again. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? Sorry, I need some time to think about what you've said previously. Okay, never mind. Very well.
See you soon.
But it awarded us the points and says we have now successfully done some flirting. Now all that's left is doing 3 quests for neighbors. Anybody with an holding down the alt, looking around, anybody with an arrow, an exclamation point, potentially has a quest. It says that she's got something. Oh no, that lady up there, the tavern owner, created a quest for us that deals with her. I don't want to deal with that right now. If I can back out of this, I cannot. Okay. You're the one that supplies ride at the tavern, is that right? Yes. I just wanted to ask about the rye situation. Fortunately, we won't be able to provide the right this time. The crops are all diseased, yada yada. If I didn't have enough problems already, but don't worry. I ordered delivery arrived from Rolnica. Should be here. Should have been here yesterday, actually. Don't know what happened. Nadar usually is very prompt. Maybe you could go see and check if everything is all right. And that's on the other side of the map. And that is a quest. And it's getting nighttime, so I don't know if we're gonna make it to the other. Try to just beeline it over to that other village and see if we can find another candidate. This village is not far away. It's the closest one. And you'll always find the people that you're looking for sitting around the campfire. Oh, good. There is a gentleman here, Baltimore. And unfortunately, he doesn't have very good extraction or hunting skills, but that's okay. He'll gain experience. So no matter what, I just wanted to pick him up.
Hello.
I'm creating a new settlement, looking for good people willing to join me. Sounds like what I was looking for. Great. So now I'm going to do what I normally don't do, and I'm going to hook two of them up. So I'm going to assign him the same house as Jadwiga. And I'm going to assign him the woodshed. Slot in the woodshed. Okay. Now let me go back out to the houses now. I'm going to rename this house. Jadwiga and Baltimore. I might have spelt that right. Caps are on. But you get the idea. Now I know those two people are in that two house. Keep them organized. All right. Now we need to get back over there, and they were missing some shovels. Is there anything else I needed to do over here? I forgot to buy water buckets from that lady while I was there too. Many things to think about. Trot, 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 trot. Tavern owner might be asleep already, but we'll see. Yeah, she's already gone to bed. Normally when they're sleeping, they won't talk to you. Sometimes they will. He lives over here. In this building? Can't see. If she's not asleep, she's already asleep. You can try to talk to her. Yeah, she's done for the night. So I don't want to run all the way back out to town. I really do need those water buckets. So I'm just going to go, I don't want to run back to my village. So I just need to run far enough away beyond the perimeter of this village so I can draw up a campfire and go to sleep. Come on. There we are. I can sleep till the next morning and then just hustle back. and then I need to do some hunting. That's pretty much it for the live stream, though. I mean, I really Sticks and Stones. It's the name of this live stream, and I wanted to show you. To me, that is the best way to start. But there's no best way. There's your way, there's my way, and there's the next guy who's doing a video. There's his way. There's no right or wrong way, but to me that seems it's the best for me to get people working for me, getting Sticks and Stones. She's not out of her room yet, but she should be up. Oh, she's out. Where did she go? There she is.
Hello.
All right.
Whatever you need, I've got it.
I'll take both buckets of water at 45. I can afford that. So great. And just to be on the safe side, let me go ahead and buy. See how much meat I can buy here. Buy it all. We're down to 7.9 gold, but we've got enough food and we got 2 water buckets now.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. It didn't sound very pleasant, did it? On our map, let's find out where our village is again. We're built right here. Double click so I know where we're at, and then follow our marker. But yeah, this live stream I titled Sticks and Stones, and I wanted to show you up to this point, yeah, how to get these first buildings built, how to get people built, how to get the first 2 buildings built, and the first 4 buildings, because you're going to need your resource storage and your food storage. You don't have to. You can be very frugal, and again, you can manage. I heard a pig. You can manage. There he is. Them by putting food into their individual lockers that way, but it just becomes a little too much after a while, especially when you're dealing with multiple people. He's gonna come after me. Come on, buddy, bring it on. Oh, there's another one. I hear him. He got me from behind, and he's getting me good. He got me. And I hadn't been saving. Save frequently. When was the last auto save? So load up your, and the game just crashed too. Well, that's lovely. Well, like I said, that's really all I wanted to do for this particular live stream. I wanted to show you how I get started, how I think the best way for you to get started is without wasting too much of your time. Get this thing loaded up again. Think about them either doing another live stream or just working on some other things. But I really recommend getting those people working for you as fast as possible. Sticks and Stones, and then you can craft everything, run back into town, and start selling everything. You're going to need the stone. You're going to want to upgrade their houses to stone as fast as you can. You're going to want the limestone so that you can insulate their houses. That's going to boost their happiness way up. And that's going to increase their production and their, as I understand it, their skill leveling. And a happy worker is, productivity. So keeping them happy is very important. Making sure that they have food, making sure that they have firewood, and then some slight decorations. You don't have to go crazy. A lot of folks just love the decorating in this thing, but I don't know that ultimately it doesn't seem that it does a whole lot yet, and it may do a lot more later. But, whether you're using a low priced, what I mean by that is like I can use a very, very basic decoration, one that, costs a couple of coins to unlock, or versus using a decoration that costs 1,000 coins to unlock. I can put up 4 cheap ones and it will do the same thing as putting up one of the expensive ones at the moment. So things are very fluid with the evolution of this title. So I guess I'll go ahead and end it there. And now I wish you a good start. If you choose not to start the way I did, one of the things that you could be doing is a lot of grinding. If you choose to do all the work yourself, and not have any villagers for a long time and just explore and have fun, hey, have at it. And there's no real right or wrong way. No right or wrong way how to play. So let's see, what will the next live stream be? Dun, 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 dun. I'm not sure yet. I'll think about it. So if you would like to also just at some point, I'm just going to start doing live streams. I might do them sooner than later, of where I'm currently at in the game. I've been currently playing through it, and I've got I'm almost at city stats, city level. I'm at town at the moment, and I'm just like 10 houses away from being a city. And I think I have 40 or 50 villagers, maybe not that many, but I've got villagers that are all having children now. And I've got a wife, and I've had our first kid now, and I think he's like one year old maybe. And so I've gone through pretty much all of the chapter challenges, and I'm still working on the quests. I've just been putting off the quest stories for as long as possible. I didn't even want to deal with the questing until later in the game, and I'm kind of getting back around to it. There's no you must do this now. And with the quests, sometimes it's they're really long. Like how long until the quest expires? Like 18 years. You have 18 years to complete a quest. Some quests are seasonal, like you got to finish it before the season ends. So, all right. Well, I hope you if you were going to play Medieval Dynasty, I hope you enjoy it. And like and subscribe if you would like to keep following and following what I'm doing. Apps using your microphone. Okay, just got a warning message. Everything looks fine. All right. So like and subscribe, and I'll be doing this. I'm also going to be, as soon as it comes out, I want to play Manor Lords. I'm looking at a couple other titles right now. City Skylines 2. I'm not sure when the release date is for that, but I definitely want to play that. I have picked up Baldur's Gate 3, and I've been doing playthroughs of that and making some videos on that, but not under this account, under a different one. So I'm probably going to be playing some Baldur's Gate. And I'm very into flight simming, so I would like to do some of that on this channel as well. So thank you for your time and your consideration, and I hope any of this was helpful at all. Have a great night. Good night.